Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Zika Sob. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make a mermaid tail. It is a dress I am making. The previous video, I've already shown you how to make the top part of the dress, and today we'll be making the down part of the dress. And this down part of the dress is with mermaid tail. So if this is what you've been interested to watch, kindly sit back as we roll. If you're coming across the channel peradventure for the first time, you're highly welcome. Kindly hit on the subscribe button and put on your notification bell to always get notified whenever I post a new video. To my existing subscribers, you're highly welcome. Just sit back as we roll. Okay, on my table is a doll face material which will be serving as the lining to the dress I am making. It is a lace material, so this is the lining. The doll face is the lining. I've already folded it into two in order to be able to achieve the cutting of the down part of the dress. Hope you guys are seeing what I am doing. So I'll be going ahead to take the borderline. I'll be going ahead to mark the borderline right now. Just watch me as I do so. So to determine the material you'll be using for the down part of the dress, I use my biggest measurement, which is the waist, and which is the hip. The hip divided by 4 will give me 11.25. The hip is 45, and then I added like 7 to 8 inches to take care of the tail at the back, to take care of the sides, because it's going to be like a fish at the back. So I'm going to be taking my borderline. Hope you guys are seeing me. Oh, sorry, let me position this very well. Okay, we can now see it. That is my borderline already drawn. So on the borderline, I'll be taking my waist measurement. My waist measurement is 33. 33 divided by 2 will give me 8.75. I'll go ahead and mark that on the waistline and then add my 2 inches sewing allowance. Then from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 9 inches to mark my hip line. So from my hip line, I'm going to come down to where I want the trace to stop. Some people want theirs to start a little above the nail, but myself, I always want it to start a little below the hip, So I'll be considering, or let's go down from the hip by 4 inches. No, okay, let's go down from the hip by 5 inches. So that will bring it to 14 inches. I will mark at 14 inches. And then I'll make a line with my straight ruler on this. Okay, this is looking too close. This is looking too close to the hip. So I'm going to be changing the dimension I use. So I'm going to, all right, waist to nail measurement is 23. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to remove 5 inches from the nail measurement, and then I will mark at that. I'm going to be marking it from the waistline. I'm going to be marking it at 16. That's better. So I'm going to rule it. So when you're doing yours, if you observe that it's too close to your hip, you can as well change your dimension and make it the way you know you'll be comfortable with, the way you like it. So I'll be taking my hip circumference, which is 45 divided by 4, which is 11.25. I marked it there. Then I'll go ahead and take 2 inches sewing allowance. So on the place where the tray will be starting, I'm going to be taking away 2 inches away from my hip line, which is, I marked 11.25, then I added 2 inches. So I'll be removing that 2 inches. I'll be marking exactly 11.25 on my nail, the place that the tray will be starting. So I'm just going to mark 11.25 at that. So once I'm done with marking it, I'm going to use my curved ruler to connect the dots that I have identified. And please observe the way I am placing my ruler to take this measurement, or to take these lines. So kindly do your own the way I am doing it. Okay, sorry, we are going to go ahead and take the length of the down part of the dress. The whole dress itself is supposed to be is 56, but I'll be making it a floor length. You know, mermaid dress used to be floor length, so I'll be adding extra 5 inches to that 6 to bring it to 61. Then I had already taken 18 inches out. I've already taken 19 inches out for the upper part of the dress. So I'm going to go ahead and minus 19 inches from 61 inches to get the full length of the down part of the dress. That means our skirt will be 40, our down part of the dress will be 42 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and mark 42 inches and then add 2 inches for hemming of this part. Sorry, let me arrange the materials very well so that I can see my markings. So I'm going to go ahead and mark. Once I'm done marking, I'm going to take the ruler and just connect it down to the end of the dress. The way you see me do, it's not going to be in a straight line, it's going to be in an A-line form to the end of the dress and to the end of where I folded. Then once I am done with this, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Just watch me as I do this. So here we go. I'm done cutting it out. You can see how it is. So what I will do now is to cut out the back part of the dress. So what I'm going to do basically is to take the front side and lay it on the material I'll be using to cut the back part of the dress. So you can see I've already laid it on the back part. As you can see, that is the front one that I have already laid on the material that I'll be cutting out the back part. And I've also gone ahead to make provisions for the zip by moving in by 1 inch. You can see it by one. I moved in by 1 inch before I placed the front part of the dress. So I will just identify the place where the tray will start on the back part of the dress, and then I'll go ahead and trace out the front part. I will go ahead and trace it out. That is basically it for the back. So I will just spill it. I will open it. I will split it open. So that is what we have. We have the front and we have the back. So I'll be removing the front and then I'll work on the back. On the center front, okay, I'm going to just that place that the tray will be starting. I'm going to make a line, which you see me do right now. So on the center front, I'm just going to place my zip 2 inches away from the center front, from exactly the center front, and then make an A line, not a straight line this time around, an A line down, an A line down to the full length of the skirt. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Alright, what I'll be doing now is I'm going to be taking the measurement of the place I just cut out, from the place I just cut out down to the full length of the dress. As you see me do, look at where I placed the tape. I'm going to take the exact measurement from there to the full length, which is 18 inches. Then we'll be going ahead to work on the tray. So you can see my tray, you can see what I'm going to be using to cut out the tape of the dress. I'm sorry for the joining because my material is not enough, and this is the inner part of the dress. This is the lining, not the material itself. So I'm going to be going ahead to fold it in a bias form, in a triangular form. So you can see it, I've folded it in triangular form. I'm going to do a straight line because the material itself is not straight. So I'm going to do a straight line to enable me take the measurement properly. So from the line I made and from the tip of the dress, from the tip, you can see where I place my tape. I place it from the tip. So I'm going to take my 18 inches from there. I'm going to mark it. Then once I mark it, I'll just make a line from that place, from the 18 inches I identified down. It's not going to be in a straight form. It's going to be like in a cube, in a cone form. Yes, I'm going to be making it in a cone form. So once I am done with that, one, the customer does not want it too flowing on the floor. If the customer wants it too flowing on the floor, I would have gone ahead to make it that much. And secondly, the material we are using is not, it's almost finished. I'm going to be making do with the material I have. So I'm going to be confirming the length I have there. What I have by that side is 27. So I will just go ahead and cut it out. That is the tail we'll be using for the dress. What I'll be doing next is to make sure that the floor, the down part of it is not pointy. So if it is pointy, I'm going to be making it curvy. You can see it's pointy, so I'm going to be making it curvy with my free hand or with my chalk, and then I'll cut it out to make sure it is not pointy. So what I'll be doing is to transfer all this to the net material that I'll be using to make the dress, and then we'll go ahead to start joining the materials. Okay, here we go. I've gone ahead to transfer all the measurements to the material we're using. That's the lace material. And as you can see, I made the material longer than what we'll have on the doll face that will be serving as the lining. So what I'll be doing now is to be using the doll face, the lining to turn the material. I'm going to go ahead and sew it on my machine the way you see me arrange it like that. I'm going to go ahead and just sew it down. Make sure I hold it that way. I'm going to be sewing it on my machine that way. You're seeing me. I'm going to sew on the right side and look at the down part of the dress. I want the lace to be there because I will not be hemming it. I will not be hemming it. So I'll make sure the tail part end of the lace is what we have there. If you don't have it, peradventure, if when you were cutting, you were not privileged to have it that way, you can cut out the tip of the lace and then join it to the material you have cut. So I'm going to go ahead and just attach the lining to the mat, to the doll face, and then I'll go ahead and hem the doll face itself, the lining as in the doll face itself. I'm going to be doing the same thing on the back part of the dress as well. That's the back part of the dress. I'm going to go ahead and also fix it the way I've shown you. I'm going to be joining the lace to the lining or the doll face. I'm also going to go ahead and attach the as in the lace to the lining, as in the doll face of the tail that we'll be using. So I'm going to be doing all this at once. So once I'm done with all these things on the machine, I'm going to be bringing it so that we'll see. So that's what I'll be heading over to the machine to go and join it. I'm going to be joining it by 1/2 inch. Then I'll go ahead and turn it out. So just watch me as I do this. All right, you can see I wasn't privileged to get a lace part of the dress that has the tip with it for the tail end of for the tail of the dress. So what I did was to cut out the tip of the lace, and then I'll be sewing it down to the dress that way, so that once I am done, I will still achieve what I want to achieve. That's the end of that. The dress will have the tip of the lace at the end of it. So I am done joining it. I am done fixing the lining to the dress. You can see it on my table. I've gone ahead to turn it, and I've gone ahead to mark as an iron it. Mind you, I did not sew down the area where I'll be attaching the tail. I did not sew it. I did not sew it down, so I left it open. So what I'll be doing right now is to go ahead and join the back at the zipper area. I'm going to go ahead and join it at the zipper area. That's what I'll be going ahead to do. So I am done joining the two back together with a loose stitches, because I'll still be opening it to fix my zipper. So what am I going to be doing right now on this? I'm going to be attaching the tail. I'm going to be attaching the tail. You're going to see me the way I'm going to attach it. So just watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to place it like this, the way you see me do. I'm going to make sure it starts from the end of where as in the tip. You can see the way I aligned it. Then I will hold it down with my safety pin, the both side. I'm going to hold it side down with my safety pin. Then I will head over to the machine and stitch it, hold it, run a stitch on it by 1/2 inch on both sides, and then our tail will be attached to the dress. Just watch me as I do so. So guys, I'm done pinning it down. So what I'll be doing now is to be heading over to my machine and hold it down by 1/2 inch. So just watch me as I do this right now, and then I'll bring it and come and show us what we have achieved. Okay, at this stage, I'll be introducing the upper part of the dress. So this is the front part of the dress. So I'm going to go ahead and then attach it the way you see me do. And I'm going to head over to my machine and hold it by 1/2 inch on the machine. So I am going to be holding it by 1/2 inch on the machine. So I'm going to be doing the same thing to the back part of the dress as well. I'm going to be doing the same thing to the back part of the dress. I'm going to be attaching the dress to I'm going to be attaching the upper part of the back dress as well to it as well, because we'll be completing the sewing of this dress on this particular video. So this is the back part of it. I'm going to lay the upper part of it on it, then I'll go ahead and stitch and sew it by 1/2 inch. Okay guys, here we have it. You can see I've already joined the upper part to the down part of the dress. That's the front. You can see how beautiful it is looking. And then I'll be introducing the back as well. I've already gone ahead to join the back and our tray, the zip, and every other thing. You can see how beautiful it is looking. Look at the tail. Thank you for sitting through up to this extent, and thank you for watching. Just hit on the like button if what you're seeing is of a benefit to you. Just hit on the like button and share my video if you find it helpful in any way. So I'm going to go ahead and then join the two, as in the front and the back. I'm going to be joining it on the shoulder. Then once I'm done joining them on the shoulder, I'm going to go ahead as well. You can see the way I'm arranging it. I'll make sure it aligns with each other. Then I'll go ahead and stitch it on my machine by 1/2 inch, the both shoulder. Then I'm going to go ahead and also join the sides by 1.5 inches. You remember we gave 2 inches for sewing allowance. So I've already used 1/2 inch to join it all through, to join the lining and the skirt. So I'm going to join the lining and the lace. So I'm going to go ahead and just join it by 1.5 inch. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to be doing it off camera. I'm going to be going ahead to join the sleeve as well, and everything will be ready. Here we go. You can see our dress on the mannequin. It is looking very beautiful. Look at the tail part of the dress. Look at how lovely it is looking. Look at how beautiful it is looking. You can see how it is. Yeah, this is all we have done from up to down, decorating it and all the rest of it. For the structure you're seeing on the lace, for the structure you're seeing on the sleeve, I'm going to be posting the detailed video of how I achieved that. That's going to be the next video I'm going to be posting, so watch out for that. Kindly give me a thumbs up if this video is of a help to you and you benefited from it. Kindly share and like our page. Put on your notification bell to always get notified whenever we post a new video, and kindly subscribe if you have not done so. Thank you so much for sitting through, and thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.